What is the difference between an illegal alien and a criminal and a person who is out of status? There is obviously a difference of opinion among various enforcement officials as to which term is accurate and as to who is responsible for enforcing the laws of the state and of the federal government. Many U.S. cities have enacted a don't ask, don't tell policy regarding illegal immigration. In Los Angeles, it's called Special Order 40. We're going to show you a few video clips here from full disclosure interviews with federal and local law enforcement authorities. You can listen to their explanation as to how criminal justice system is working regarding illegal immigration. Please note that most of them refer to the status of people or the phrase out of status. When the word status is used, they are referring to immigration status. We will start with our interview with United States Attorney Deborah Yang of the California Central District. Just following the arrest of 80 security personnel at the Los Angeles International Airport, I asked her about what she meant by the word status. And following that, I asked INS Director Richard K. Rodgers if a person entering the country illegally has committed a crime. I read the article in the paper where 80 people were arrested at LAX for having false ID.
Who had high security badges, so did not have to pass through the magnetometers and actually had access to the tarmacs and to the airplanes. And so we took a look at all those individuals to see who was properly there and who wasn't. And those who were not, we charged with a crime. As it turned out, some of them, might have been out of status and those types of things.
Now, when you said they were out of status, what does that mean?
It turned out that some of them were illegally here in this country, and so therefore shouldn't hold that type of job, and had indicated on the application form that they were, U.S. citizens or legal residents when they in fact had not been.
If they falsified their forms, does that mean then that you would prosecute them, or were there instances where you wouldn't prosecute them for falsifying forms?
We could have prosecuted all of them, but what we did is we took a very close look at the individuals. It was a very compelling circumstance. Many people in the community came to me directly to talk to me about the situation. There were certainly, as I mentioned to you, there were certainly ones who had prior convictions and they were charged with felonies. There were also some people who were out of status illegally here or shouldn't have had that particular position, had falsified the form, but had very compelling family circumstances where they had children in this country, had been living here for a number of years, and so we did what we thought was appropriate and not charged them with a particular crime.
So then, in other words, there are circumstances by which people can falsify forms and be in the country illegally but not be prosecuted.
That's right, but they would have to go through an immigration hearing. An immigration hearing is separate from what we do.
When someone enters the country illegally, is that considered a criminal offense?
It is.
Full disclosure asked LAPD Police Chief Barnard Parks about Special Order 40, which prohibits police officers from asking people if they're in the country legally or not. Here's what he had to say about the policy while he was chief of the department.
But the clear message is that we do not take enforcement action as it relates to anyone's status. We take crime reports from people that are in our community regardless of their status. We investigate it if they're the victim of a crime without any questioning about their status. And the only time it comes into play is if a person is booked, not arrested, but booked on a high-grade misdemeanor or a felony, that we have that additional requirement to notify the INS.
Edith Perez, president of the LA Police Commission, which directs policy for the LAPD, and Chief Parks, told us how the department implements the policy set forth in Special Order 40 on illegal immigrants.
This is the responsibility of the INS. We don't have the resources and we don't have the training, and so the police department operationally has said there just aren't the resources or the training, and that's not within our jurisdiction. So the benefits of not intimidating witnesses by not asking them for their status outweighs the need to start becoming a duplicate of the INS.
If we're making a legitimate arrest, we don't get into the area of status, we get into the violation of law. If a person is a witness to a crime, we take that statement without going into what the person's status is.
And so whoever commits a crime, regardless of what their status is, regardless of what their profession is, owes a debt to society. I think that the rest of us who are the victims of that crime in one way or another need to have that debt paid to us. It has nothing to do with immigration status. So I don't think it's a matter of the status. It's a matter of the individual committing the crime, and we should not want any criminals in our community.
And INS Richard Rodgers had this to say about the don't ask, don't tell policy of Special Order 40 on illegal immigration.
They do not identify them as to their immigration status, but what we do is we work with them once they are arrested and convicted.
Full disclosure invited the Los Angeles Superior Court to participate on our program to tell us their policy on illegal immigrants in the court system. Here is their response.
This is Jerry Ann Hazlett, LA Superior Court, calling for Leslie Dunton. And Leslie, you had called about a judge appearing on your program, Full Disclosure, with regard to the undocumented alien situation. And I've talked to a number of judges, and all of them tell me the same thing, and that is undocumented aliens are not treated any differently from anyone else who goes through the criminal justice system.
Also, we contacted the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office, and here's the response we got from them.
Hi, this is Sandy Gibbons at the District Attorney's Office for Leslie Dutton. I talked to everybody, our hardcore gang people, and there's no one that can appear on the show. And also, they also agree with me that it would be inappropriate for them to be on a show with a discussion of immigration policies, because our prosecutions don't have anything to do with immigration policies.
Following the terrorist attack on 9/11, Full Disclosure did a follow-up interview with LAPD Chief Barnard Parks. We asked him about the future of Special Order 40 and whether or not the policy will be changed due to national security concerns.
A variety of those competing interests requires us now to rethink Special Order 40, to rewrite it and come up with a policy that's consistent with the state law, the new requirement dealing with the treaty, the new requirement that deals with the new booking system, and so.
We also asked the new LA Police Commission President Rick Caruso about the policy. Here's what he had to say.
Special Rule 40 has not been changed, and I don't see it being changed. I don't think LAPD should be in the business of immigration. That's the Immigration Department's business.
We also asked Police Commission President David S. Cunningham III what he thought about the Special Order 40 policy.
We have elected in this city as a policy to state that irrespective of your immigration status, that provided you're not violating the law, provided you're not a convicted felon, provided there isn't a warrant out for your arrest, that we welcome you to have contact with the department without the fear or the chilling effect of thinking that questions will be asked about your green card and you'll be turned over to the INS.
You can see there are a lot of conflicting opinions and views within federal and local law enforcement agencies. Even the words they use to describe illegal immigrants, criminal aliens, and people out of immigration status differ. We want to hear from you, the viewers. What do you think about this dilemma? Do you think it's appropriate to state that someone is out of status if they've entered the country illegally? Or would it be more appropriate to say they have illegal status? And if a person has been deported a number of times after being convicted of crimes but enters the country illegally again, should they be referred to as a criminal alien, an illegal alien, or just out of status? Please log on your comments to our fulldisclosure.net by clicking on the button below. You can call us at the Full Disclosure Town Hall number at 1-800-867-7777 and also let us know how you think. Thank you.